is kind of important to you?
Kathy Garcia, Kathygarcia. I'm the Business Services and Marketing Manager for the Job Training Center, which is the workforce development entity for Tehama County. In Northern California, we're separated by counties, but our local workforce investment area is called Nortec.
Okay, so you're part of Monterey. And I understand, are you also situated in Corning or
Near Corning?
or near Corning?
Corning and Red Bluff would be the two major towns, really, in Tehama County.
Great. So I heard a little bit about this compact and the kinds of leadership styles that are more networked that you're part of. So how does that look from the workforce development from the public sector perspective? I just from Kate heard the private sector perspective.
We're really fortunate. When the Workforce Investment Act went through, we had a leader who has since passed who believed that the business should be the primary customer, not the job seeker. The job seeker is a fantastic product that we offer to the business, but until we figured out what the businesses were all about, what their needs were, we weren't going to be doing a very effective job. And so I was hired about that time from the private sector. And so I came in not knowing any better. And we started making relationships, Chamber of Commerce, economic development, the banks, the big businesses in our community, higher education, trying to figure out what they needed. At that time, people were hiring a lot. It's really benefited us now because now they're not hiring so much, but we still have to be staying on their radar screen and fulfilling other needs, either for their current employees or hopefully those onesies and twosies, that they happen to need down the road. So that really helped us form a partnership with the private sector. I was saying earlier, what makes us a little bit different is we're nonprofits, where a lot of the system in workforce development is based either through education or social services or employment development department. We're set up as nonprofits, so we have our individual boards in each county, and we have a lot of freedom to be able to decide sort of how do we want to get out there. And so for us, it was very much partnering with the private sector.
So in the period that you've been involved, how has the role of leadership changed? How has the work changed for you?
I think so much of it used to be more silo-based, so maybe the heads of different entities would speak together once in a while or come together in a situation like this, but not on a regular basis. Now, across the board, I think we're better at using each other's connections. I don't know everybody, but I know somebody who probably knows somebody out in that system, and a tremendous work has been done with making those connections. Relationships. It's all about relationships.
How is this different in a rural setting like yours? What do you think happens that's different in a rural setting maybe from a city environment?
We definitely have advantages and disadvantages depending on how you want to look at it. A huge advantage is we're small enough where we really know everybody. And if you don't know somebody, you know somebody who does. Unlike Los Angeles, I think that would be incredibly challenging. On the other side, I think we are resource challenged. A lot of times the resources go to the higher populated areas, and if we have a business that closes with 3 or 4 employees, that can be tremendous tragedy for us. Southern California may not see it that way. So we have over 95% small businesses, 5 or less employees. It's a lot of very small business, so we don't have a lot of big industry sort of supporting the higher wage, more stable employment.
So given the rural setting and given the state of the economy, where do you think, what key issues do you think you and your colleagues in your network need to apply yourselves to the most over the next 18 months or so?
We work closely with economic development, trying to figure out what the crystal ball is telling us for the future. Are there going to be lots of green jobs out there? Is healthcare going to continue on? Are we going to start seeing the retirements that they keep telling us about so we can backfill with teachers? Because right now it's pretty frustrating for kids coming out of school ready to teach, and we're actually laying teachers off. So what is the crystal ball, and how do we help train people right now to be able to answer whatever that is down the road? And that's scary. That's a risk. We don't know what that is.
If you had complete flexibility in terms of how you allocate your time from a leadership perspective, what would you spend more time on if you had?
I'm so fortunate. I have an opportunity of working on my passions. When I came into this, I thought, well, I'll stay a couple of years till I get bored. There's nothing to be bored about, and so 9 years later, I'm still there. With me, it's the relationships and the connecting. So I want to stay out there. I want to stay, talking to a lot of leaders. I want to be learning more about what's going on in their industries, or their backyards. We're passionate right now about skills. If we as a region don't continue to increase our skills of our workforce, we're not going to be able to attract those kind of businesses that we want to that area. And right now, we have some work to do. And so my greatest passion right now is probably around building skills in higher education into the culture. not just working with higher education and business to promote that, but everybody across the board. The parents, the preschool teachers, business, the service clubs, faith-based organizations, you name it.
What do you think would help a local board get better in their role as leaders on workforce development? Since part of our project is to come up with
Sure.
podcasts on this topic or tools, checklists, you name it. What do you think would be helpful for you if you were given a tool or some kind of just a resource that would help?
I think always technology, and I think we're a little bit behind in rural areas using technology. We could be doing more, with webinars. We could be just doing more with technology across the board, assessment tools, tracking, customer management, that kind of thing. And we're getting there slowly. I think one of the greatest gifts that we've had with how we're led in Nortec is that they listen to the field. And so they'll ask the questions, what are you seeing? What do you want to do? What do you need? And they listen to that coming back, and then a lot of times that leads what we do going forward. So I've always felt like I had, even though I'm not in a director position, I have direct access to be able to say, this isn't working, or this is, or have you thought about that, or can I go to a conference to find out more about something? And they're very open to that.
Terrific.